wanted me to press record so bad.
You know
so
what?
Why don't you speak?
You know what? I don't think I'm going to deal with this attitude. Not tonight. Not after everything I've been through today. First somebody called me a whore. Then I got slapped in the ear. Alright? And then a car honked at me. And then I hit the curb.
So leave then. Pack it up.
This is such a long cold open. I hate this. You should never be roommates with your best friend. You should never start a podcast with your best friend.
You should never have a best friend.
You should never be best friends with anyone, actually. Isolate yourself from everyone. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to our podcast, Divers and Drivers. I'm your host, the only host. No other host exists. This is my podcast. This is all my podcast. Juana Moya. I use she, her pronouns. And today my assistant is with us. Quinn, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. My name is Quinn Cologne, and my pronouns are they, them, theirs.
This is my assistant, and today we are talking about what's the episode today? What's the episode category for today?
It's called Gettin Older.
It's called Gettin Older.
It's something like you can't stop getting older, but you can blank.
You can't help getting older, but you can help as many people as you can. Help everyone. Help everyone that you see. All of their problems are your responsibility now. You have to help them. You're such a bad person. Why aren't you helping them? Help them.
You can't
help them. Help them out.
You can't stop getting older.
You can't help getting older.
You can't help getting older, but you can do a little ditty on your lute.
Play a little ditty for us.
It's 1875, and I would like
Did they have lutes in 1875?
They had lutes in like 1562.
I know, but I mean, like, didn't
you
it
think
go
they
out of
stopped
style?
making lutes?
I think that they went out of style by 1875. What did they have in 1875? Pianos. They didn't have cameras. They did have cameras. They just weren't all that at the moment.
They had Polaroids.
They had Polaroids in 1875. Anyway, welcome to Gettin Older.
Welcome.
We're happy to have you. Take a seat. Grab a cup of tea.
Sit down. Get a snack.
Sit down. Relax. We're not going anywhere. Not for the
Neither
next
are
leg.
you.
Neither are you.
You think you could stop listening?
You're trapped. This is a spell. You cannot stop listening.
Anyways,
so Quinn, you want to tell us a little bit about what Gettin Older is?
Yes.
In terms of the episode categories.
So, Gettin Older is kind of just going to be about unsolicited advice. Just ideas, thoughts, advice that we have discovered over the years and decided that people need to hear.
Because who better to hear great quality life advice from than from two extremely traumatized, almost 20-year-olds?
Exactly. And so
what's better than this? Guys being dudes. Guys being dudes.
So yeah, it's gonna be, for people, whatever. If you are younger than us, good job.
Good job. Oh God, please don't be younger than us. We are the youngest people
on Earth
ever, but we are also the oldest people on Earth.
Oh God!
I'm turning 20 this year. I'm turning 20 this year.
Anyway. Yeah. So yeah, if you should listen.
We are also recording this during demon hours. So
yes.
if we get a little if we did you just on the pod. Anyway, so if we cause a little ruckus, if we run amok a little bit, that's why. Because it's demon hours.
I'm running amok every day.
You wish. You wish you would run amok every day.
Why am I not running amok?
You're just not.
Fuck.
Quinn, you were the one who
yes.
pitched this week's episode content. What are you?
The episode theme. This is the episode theme. The episode theme is high school. High school.
What about it, Quinn?
What
about it? I'm so sorry. Rip headphone users.
High school, how it's more fuck.
Fuck.
High school, how it's more important than people think, but not in the way that they want us to think, if that makes sense.
We should before we go into full conversation mode, we should maybe give some context as to where we went to high school and what kind of environment we became people in.
Yes.
Because that's what happens in high school. You learn and you grow and you change as a person.
Oh, yeah.
High school drama exists for a reason.
Yes.
Bruh.
We went to an arts high school. So it's an arts charter high school. So you had to audition to get in and whatever.
Yeah, it's basically like a regular magnet program. It's just you audition, and then also we were in theater.
Yes.
Yeah, we didn't have
other
like
people's
homecoming. We didn't have a sports team. Our fucking PE classroom was in the parking garage. We did have different experiences, but overall, we did go to high school. We are high school graduates.
Yes.
So we're gonna have that.
Our high school experience was different. And I would also like to preface, I'm not saying that high school is good, because as we all know, education systems are shit just all over the world. They're bad.
There are some that get it. There are some that get it more than others.
Yeah.
America is not one of those.
America's not one of those.
Even in an arts high school.
Oh, yeah.
Theater never got the funding. Even though we were an arts high school and all arts needed funding. That's a bone I have to pick with the administration.
I just have been hearing a lot of, I don't know. I mean, over the time, and even when I was in high school, there was a lot of high school slander. Understandably so. Because high school sucks. Let's be fair. High school.
Nobody likes high school.
No one likes high school.
If you love high school, like if you were obsessed,
high school. I had a good time in high school, but you don't peak in high school.
I'm so sorry.
If you're peaking in high school right now, you better do something to embarrass yourself and get bullied
things
right
get
now.
Better. Things
get better if you let them.
Okay. Things are supposed to get better after high school.
Yes. People
hate high school because you're becoming an adult.
High school is dogmatic because it's a whole bunch of children in a semi-unregulated place learning to be adults. Mm-hmm. And so it's very much learning how to function and how to be a good person. And some people get it and some people don't. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's very animalistic in high school. High school is very much like kids are learning to deal with their immediate thoughts. Kids are learning to deal with their emotional consequences, with emotional reactions, emotional wants, needs. And they're having to learn to weigh the differences between here's what I want to do and what instinctually I feel I should do, and here's what, if I think about it, I should do.
Also, you know just basic responsibility to themselves and to other people.
Yes.
Because a lot of people in high school don't understand that they have the responsibility to learn and become better versions of themselves. Mm-hmm. And so they make
that should always be your goal. Even after high school, try and be a better person, because high school is not going to make you a good person.
I realized this the other day. This is going to sound a little bit sad, or a little bit, but I don't know. God, I was talking to this person, and we were talking about how different we were in high school. It is my impression that I was not liked by very many in high school. I was a character, right? So I liked you in high school. I know, and I like you, but I just felt like generally people didn't like me beyond my friend group, right? Yeah. And so I was like explaining my high school experiences to the person, and then they were also sharing theirs. But then we were talking, and I realized I would not be friends with my high school self. Not in the self-deprecating way, like not like, ew, high school self is like, I don't know, whatever. But in the way that is like, my high school self is so full of so many negative emotions. Yeah. That like being able to look back on that, I wouldn't be friends with her just because of all of the baggage that I was carrying in high school and all of like the negativity and all of the hurt that I was carrying. And those aren't people that I associate with now. Mm-hmm. You know? So of course I wouldn't be friends with my high school self, because I've changed and became better as a person.
Yeah.
You should not want to be friends with your high school self.
Yeah.
You know, like, maybe, like, in the way where it's like, oh, you have, like, so much to learn kind of way.
Yeah.
Maybe in, like, a mentor-mentee way, but you should not be best friends with your high school self, because if you are, oh.
Jesus Christ,
Oh,
concerning.
I'm so
No,
sorry.
I don't think I'd be friends with my high school self either. I don't think I was, like, awful, but I feel like I would piss myself off.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
I would so piss myself off.
The self-destructive behavior in high school. That's
another big thing.
God.
High school, people start learning their self-destructive behaviors and start learning that they should regulate them, whether they learn
And
to
take
regulate
accountability
them
for
then
them.
or not.
I almost didn't graduate on half a credit because of my self-destructive behavior. Let's not. Oh, that's funny. Anyways, but, you know, it is necessary because from the ages of, like, what, you're in high school from when you're 14 to 18.
Yeah, I run the
So much change happens within those 4 years, which, like, in the grand scheme of things is not a long time, but developmentally, psychologically, it is. Which is why 18-year-olds should not be dating 14-year-olds also.
And you think about it, it's like, it's only 4 years and they're still both in high school. But listen, at the college that I go to now, we do crew hours for the first 2 years of college so that you don't act like a bitch. Specific, like, roles, you get assigned some high schoolers for whatever reason. So I was wardrobe manager with 2 other people. And so we were assigned high schoolers to help us during shows. And I was talking to them, and they were sophomores. So they were about 16, 15. And it was like talking to little kids. Like, I saw...
And you have worked with little kids.
And I have worked with little kids. And, I mean, it obviously they were all at different levels of maturity, because that's normal. Everybody matures at different levels. But with specific ones, I was like, my God, you literally are acting like a child. And I was like, oh my God, you're a child when you're 15. Like,
yeah.
Like,
you're literally
wow.
a kid when you're 15.
You're not, like, whatever. Like, literally interacting with them, it was like Jesus Christ. And, you know, I liked working with them, whatever. It was fine. But, you know, it's just like what you were saying. Each year is so developmentally different.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's why it's extremely concerning. This is a different topic, but I'm just saying it's extremely concerning and fucked up when someone who just graduated high school or is a senior in high school starts dating a freshman or a sophomore. Because the maturity difference should be, I say should be, that's not always the case, everybody is different, but should be so exponentially different that it is almost difficult to reach that middle point. When you're 15, 16, I like, you're basically still 12.
Oh, I hate that.
It's true.
I hate how true that is. I hate that because it makes me uncomfortable because it is
That's
true.
why 17 is the dancing queen, because 17, I feel like you start breaking out of 12-year-old mindset.
Yeah. It's so funny because you can see, in my high school pictures at least, you can visually see the developmental years. Every year I look so different. It's a joke. It's a joke at this point. Like, you could tell what year I'm in high school from how I look. Like, in freshman year, I had long hair and little square rectangle glasses. In sophomore year, I wore aviators, and I had, like, this poofy, like, 80s hairstyle, and, like, only wore Hawaiian shirts. That was a really interesting year. I was trying out androgyny for a little while.
It looks good.
In high school.
It wasn't bad.
Thank you. In freshman and sophomore year. Then, junior year, and then I killed my internalized misogyny. I'm like, you know what? Being pretty is actually kind of cute. So I get the glasses that I have now, and I have cut my hair into a cute little bob, and I start, you know, feminine clothes. I dress like a chonga for a little while, which is, if you're in Miami, you know what that is. And also if you're Latin, you know what that is. Basically, the moral of the story is, every year, I changed incredibly in high school. Like, my mindset was so different from one year to the next. In a lot of different ways, and in a lot of good ways, too. You know, you're supposed to grow as a person in high school. Like, that is what high school is for. It's less about, you know, the subjects that you study, and it's less about, like, you know, your grades and shit like that, which, like, we put too much emphasis on letter grades and shit like that.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it's awful. genuinely so bad. And it,
Yes.
puts marginalized students at a disadvantage every single time, But it's so much about, like, developing interpersonal skills.
Learning how to actually have friends, learning how to actually function in
Learning what good friendships look like.
Good friendships look like, learning how to function in like a corporate, quote unquote, like...
Well, in a professional environment.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I couldn't think of the word. In a professional environment, learning how to behave.
Professional academic environment.
Yeah, learning how to behave. High school is about learning, quote unquote, the material. But realistically, school in general as a tool is more so used to teach you how to be responsible and be a functioning human being. Because there are people that I know that never went to school in their lives, and yes, they're functioning human beings, like they have jobs and stuff, but you can like see the difference. They like don't fully, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like they're fine people, and I like them. There are people who haven't gone to school ever. Like, never
yeah.
went to school ever that I know. And, again, they are able to function and stuff. But there's a difference. From what I've seen, the people who do not go to school are... I'm trying to find a good way to phrase this.
Also, we should put out here, just because it's, we are very privileged to have the education that we do. We are very privileged to be going to have gone to high school, to have gone to college.
Absolutely.
And, this circumstances are different for everyone. So if somebody isn't able or doesn't have the means to do education for X, Y, and Z, that's fine.
Yeah.
Circumstances
We're just
are going to be different for everyone.
Don't diss high school as much as you do.
Don't discount because it as much. Yeah. Because it is important.
Like, the point I was saying was when you compare people who haven't ever gone to school to people who have gone to the entire 8-year education of middle and high school, the way they interact with people is different. Usually the people who've gone to like the 8-year thing tend to interact with people in a more, I don't want to say positive way, but in a more like it's easier for them to have interactions without conflict, yeah. Because they were able to have those moments where they interacted with people that they didn't know very well and were, basically forced to, I don't know, fucking make friends and shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. When you're stuck in a room with like the same group of people for 8 hours a day, you are going to learn how to communicate with them.
Yes, you're going to force yourself to be friends with them no matter how much you don't want to.
Also, everybody disses group projects. I hate group projects, right? But it's like, you learn so much etiquette in them.
Yes.
You really do. In, like, professional settings or whatever, like, it is so easy to tell when people have just have had everything handed to them.
Right.
And...
yeah.
Or, like, when they haven't had to, like, move a bone in their body to do a single task. And I'm like, okay, I see how it is. Like, you could tell so much about someone about, like, in terms of how they carry themselves with other people. And being able to read that is what group projects are for. So, like, I hate group projects. I really do. Because I don't like pulling other people's shit. Right? But that tells you that I have not had good experiences with group projects. And that tells you how much into etiquette I am. Which, again, you learn when you pick shit up when you are in high school.
Exactly.
It's frustrating. Ah!
It's interesting. I just think high school is important. High school is good in that it helps you to, I don't know, be an adult, like be a human being, because in college, no one's going to teach you how to be that way.
Yeah.
No one teaches you how to be functioning.
If you're an asshole in college, nobody's going to tell you that you're being an asshole. If you're being an asshole in high school, your teacher will pull you aside and be like, yo, you're being a fucking asshole.
In college?
Obviously not like that, but...
In college, if you're being an asshole, people won't tell you to a certain point, and then one day everyone explodes on you and says, you're a fucking asshole because of this, and this, and I don't want to talk to you or see you ever again. In terms of, like, academics, professors don't chase you for your stuff. They don't, like... I go to a conservatory program for theater, so it's a little different the normal
I
college.
go to big boy college with homecoming and with big old events, and I have very mixed feelings about it. Oh my god, you want to know the biggest culture shock? I was walking through one of the main buildings in my college the other day, and there were people, like, rallying support to be voted homecoming king and queen, and when I saw that, I actually laughed out loud, because, again, we went to an art school with no fucking sports programs. I thought that shit was only existed in Disney movies. Homecoming? I thought that was made up. I thought Disney made that up for profit.
What is homecoming?
I don't know. Y'all, if y'all want to,
if you know what homecoming
please
is,
ring us up in the comments, ring us up in the DMs. Tell us what homecoming is.
What's homecoming?
What is that? Is it like it's a sports game? Our sports team sucks, by the way.
Okay, listen. My original point.
I'm so sorry.
In college, professors aren't going to chase you down. I go to a conservatory program for theater, so it's a little different. You know, my professors meet with, the students in the middle of the school year. In the middle of the semester, usually, and at the end of the semester. And they tell you, like, if you're in good standing, what your grades are, because at my college, the only grades that I can see, my gen eds, which are done at a different college than the college that I go to for conservatory. So the system is weird. So I don't know what my grades are for my theater classes. No one knows what their grades are for their theater courses until you meet the jury. And then they tell you the fuck is going on. We're lucky that they do that, because in other places, colleges don't tell you shit. You know what I mean? You just have to keep on it yourself. And I am lucky enough that, and again, my college is relatively small. My conservatory is relatively small.
My school is fucking huge.
Yeah.
That's where we differ.
So my college is relatively small. So it's like everybody kind of knows each other. And also it's, the professors are more likely to know your situation and to know you, right? So sometimes they might be like, hey, come talk to me after class. Hey, do this. Hey, blah, blah, blah. Which we're very lucky about. But on a mass scale, and especially for my gen eds, professors aren't going to care if you turn your work in. For my gen eds, if you don't turn in the stuff that they're asking you to turn in, they're just going to drop you. They drop you from the course. They don't care.
Mm-hmm.
So high school is what prepares you to learn how to be functional so that you can survive college and get a degree if you want.
And also, in most jobs, they are going to give a shit if you miss a deadline. They're not going to give a shit why you missed the deadline.
Yes, they're going to fire you.
You're going to get fired. You're going to get written up by HR, and you're going to be, of course, in most jobs, most, conventional 9-to-5s or whatever. But, if you're a fucking construction worker and you forget that you have to build on a certain day, your boss is going to be pissed.
If you're a construction worker and you show up and you forget the fucking nails to make sure that the foundation of the house stays together, they're not gonna care that you forgot, no matter how many times you're like, oh, I'm sorry, boss, I forgot, my dog's piano recital was yesterday, and so blah, blah, blah. They're gonna be like, it doesn't fucking matter, the fucking house fell down because you forgot the nails!
If you're a fucking underwater submarine doctor or some shit.
What?
If you're an underwater submarine doctor and you forget your fucking oxygen tanks, you're gonna fucking die. You're gonna die. And that's because you don't know responsibility. Because you didn't pick that shit up in high school, now did
But
ya?
I feel like you wouldn't go straight from high school to underwater submarine doctor.
Who the hell is gonna operate on the underwater submarines?
Not people just out of high school.
No, people just out of high. You're right. You need to go to trade school for that.
Yeah, you need to go to fucking medical school.
Trade and medical school.
Tredical school.
Tredical school. Damn. Maybe I should stop being an English major. I feel like there's a lot of openings in the underwater submarine doctor field of work.
That's so true. More people should do that.
Anyway, God, I wish I was an underwater submarine doctor. Is that actually a job? Because my school actually has an underwater submarine lab. It's for biology graduate students,
well,
I
that's
think.
because if you do marine biology, you gotta
need to be underwater.
You gotta be into.
You gotta be underwater. You gotta be blurb.
You gotta be into marine.
Also, pro tip.
Oh yeah, that
tip: if you're in high school and you're listening, please don't start working at 14. Work only if you have to.
Pro tip, if you're in high school and you're listening to this, if you're racist, you should stop being racist.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not going to
High school
help
is
you.
for stopping
One, it's not going to
to
help
be
you in the
racist.
future. It's actually going to make your life harder, and you're, purposefully making your life harder by being racist. And two, why are you making other people's life harder to make your life harder because you're racist, because you're not choosing to educate yourself on how racism is bad?
Racism's so bad. God, we were so lucky. No, genuinely, we were really lucky to have really good teachers in high school because one of our high school, our AP Lang teacher.
Oh yes,
she literally.
Queen.
Oh my God, I love her. I still talk to her to this day. Such a sweetheart. She literally showed us the documentary, The 13th, on Netflix. Which, if you don't know, The 13th is a documentary about institutionalized slavery.
Complex.
Yeah, the prison industrial complex and how that basically legalizes slavery. So, and how we have not changed it. So
and how it disproportionately affects people of color, specifically men of color.
Yep, absolutely. Remember where you come from. Remember your fucking roots, man. Be humble. If I had not had that teacher, I would not be an English major.
Being humble is so important.
People need to be humble every now and again.
This is why I think people need to be bullied a little bit. A little bit of bullying. Not so much that it's like being slammed in the lockers, being stuffed into lockers. Fucking no. I think
bullying and bigotry are two different things. You should not be a bigot.
I think a little bit of bullying creates character because it allows you to understand that you're not hot shit.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? If someone doesn't get bullied, they're going to think they're hot shit. And then you're like, oh shit, I need to bully this person for, little things, dumb things, stuff that they can fix, etc. Because they need to know that they're not hot shit.
Yeah.
Too many people think they're hot shit.
Absolutely. Oh my God. I was bullied for so many years. And I still think I'm hot shit. Except that now I bully myself for it.
Oh, goddamn.
Fuck yeah. No.
I was never bullied that much.
You also did do homeschooling?
In elementary school.
Yeah, in elementary school. And then you went to an art school. So
there wasn't a lot of bullying at our school.
Not like... I do know people who were bullied at the school, but bullying wasn't like an epidemic at our school. It wasn't like... And I'm going to cut you up in the bathrooms kind of thing. You know what I did in the bathrooms at school?
No.
Cried and drank alcohol.
Woo!
Woo! That's what you should do in high school. Also, high school kind of teaches you how to be sneaky and how to get away with stuff.
Yes.
Did I skip every exam date in my junior year math class? Absolutely. Even my teacher knew about it. She was like, we're having a test today. Yeah, Juana's not
showing up.
Also, I feel like we're not capitalizing on the fact that we went to a weird-ass fucking art school. I feel like we should talk about that a little bit more, because we had it was sophomore year.
Our mascot was an eel.
It was an eel, and they didn't even name him Maurice.
What was his name?
Maurice. His name was Mac, the moray eel.
That's so dumb.
But he could have been Maurice, the moray eel, right? No, but listen. First of all, the amount of scandals that we've had at the school. We have had a car drive into the school. We have had a student-teacher relationship that was not legal. We have had the court dates so online. Many. I think one of my science teachers in sophomore year, I think she got arrested in a hit and run. And what I have heard is that she fled to Mexico because she
hit her
ex-boyfriend with a car. This was in middle school. We had a teacher who was rumored to have killed a nun.
Yes.
And she was way older than every other teacher.
She would not deny it.
It was so funny.
She refused to deny it, too.
She never denied it. And she would throw bread at people.
She would throw food at people.
That class was really fun. We had that class together.
Oh my God, I miss
her. I hope she's still alive.
She definitely is
really old. We had...
That's why she got away with murder.
The amount of fucking hijinks that we had in that... I think it was in sophomore year. We had just a giant dead cockroach somewhere. And then people made a fucking shrine for it.
His name was Papa Roach.
I contributed to the shrine.
I never did. I don't think I ever even saw it in person.
I didn't see the shrine, but I had my friends take stuff up from me for it. I made little origami stars that spelled out his name.
It's so sad.
People left snacks for him, dried flowers.
Candles, pictures.
Somebody whipped out a condom and laid it right there. What hijinks did we get into?
I didn't
at
get
that
into a
school.
lot of hijinks. I didn't skip school.
I skipped school. We were not the people to have hijinks in high school, man. We stayed until like 6 every day at rehearsing. No house parties, no nothing. When my friend earlier said that I look like I go to house parties and frat parties a lot, I was like, how the fuck? How the fuck? What gives you that impression?
Yeah, I've never been to like a rager party. It's okay.
It's nothing to like gawk at.
Yeah, it's not like, oh my gosh, this is so much fun. If I don't go, I'm gonna miss out on so much. No, you really won't. It's just young people listening to shitty music.
Oh my god,
shitty lighting, drinking shitty, cheap alcohol because we're all poor, and pretending like we like each other.
That was literally most of it. Also, another thing about high school, you really get to judge other people's characters while you're in there. If I knew half the shit that I know now in high school, my God, would I have been more selective about the people that I hang out with?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
It's interesting.
Listen, after high school,
finding out people have nuance.
Naturally, you're gonna drift apart from some people.
Oh yeah.
And like drifting apart and like mutually going your separate ways.
It's not a bad thing.
That's fine. People grow like that. You outgrow some people, and it may sting for a little while, but you know that's a part of life. But to have somebody that you were like close with just drop off the face of the planet, my fucking God.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Don't do that to people.
Don't do that to people, man.
If you know for a fact that people are actively still reaching out to you, don't just stop talking to them. Don't just stop replying. If you're drifting away and you don't want to hang out with them, just tell them that. It'll suck on both ends. So just tell them, because that's going to be
so much more closure.
It's so much more closure than just being like, okay,
and also,
I'm going to stop
it's a courteous thing
people.
to do. It's a kindness. Doing that is a kindness to you and the other person.
Yes. Because then it closes that chapter. You know what I mean? Close the fucking chapter. Close the chapter,
But
man.
yeah, no, also, it just, like, again, high school teaches you so much about other people. Like, for me, it was, if the people want to be in your life,
they'll stay.
They'll stay. They'll make the effort.
And they'll make time.
And it won't be my fault if they choose not to.
Yes.
Because that was something I really struggled with in middle school, which is, like, something that I still have problems with now, because I was in a fucking musical theater company for, like, 7 years. And that was, like, oh, that was hell. I don't get along with dancers. I'm sorry. If you're a dancer...
I never have.
Leave.
No.
Leave. Get out. No.
Don't leave, but, like...
I wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole, dude. Anyways. But yeah, you need... People talk about fake friends in high school, and that is...
There are a lot of fake friends in high school.
There's a lot of fake friends in high school, but then again, and by fake, what do we mean by fake? That's literally just, like, disloyal. Only talk to you when they need something. Or even just, like, bad friends. People who, like, don't keep their word and shit like that.
Yeah.
And that's only, like, that's not even the deeper end of everything, where it's, like, actual toxic people and shit like that. You learned how to be a judge of character in high school, and that was the biggest thing for me. You know, you learn how to judge your own character. You need that inner self-reflection to move on. You also need to be able to tell when people have bad intentions, when people aren't giving the relationship as much as you are. And this is, you know, platonic, romantic, other, you're able to tell these things, and you're able to pick up on them. And it is in the moments when you are growing up that, like, hurt. It is the moments where you remember as painful that you carry that information forward with you, and you are able to apply it to your new friendships. I mean, our circle of friends in high school was 9 people.
Yeah.
And
plus
since
some.
then... And plus,
that
like...
weren't in the main friend group, plus some that were scattered.
Yeah, like, that were scattered here and there, and that, like, independent friends and stuff, but the one that the one that we're thinking of is 9 people.
Yes.
But since then, it has gone a little smaller.
I would say, a very small amount of, like, genuine friends that I would go to if I had, like, a problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, a very small amount.
Yeah. I would say, like, I mean, I've always been a people person.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously. Aries rising. Sagittarius sun. Capricorn Mercury? I have gone through periods where I've had huge friend groups, and now, since I'm being more selective about the people that I talk to and about the people that I, share genuine attributes of myself with, it has shrunk.
Yeah.
I'm still good at making friends, keeping them, and gauging whether they are deserving of having me in their lives. Yeah. That is different. And that's not narcissistic for me to say.
No. And I
think to have somebody in your life means that they deserve to be in their life, but also that you deserve to be in their life.
Yeah.
And it has to be equal.
And I think we're opposites in that way, because I've always been super selective and super, like, I've always been one to not have a lot of friends. And not necessarily because I'm like, well, I don't want to have a lot of friends, and more so just like I remember just being younger and being like, I don't like a lot of these people. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think on opposite spectrums, you're learning to close yourself off more. The phrasing I'm going to use. Yeah. You're learning to close yourself off, and I'm learning to open myself up more, right? Because I need to do that. And I would say I'm doing it. Yeah. However, tough.
And that's where we compliment each other, because we're such good friends. That's why our friendship has lasted so long.
Too long. Imagine.
I think I'd kill you. And then I would
die.
Kill myself, because we have a death pact. The same time. Yeah. Where did this even come from? Where did this bit come from? We've been saying this shit. Saying for years that we were going to die at the same time. I think it happened
as a joke in class, and now we're just like, no, we have to die.
We had the amount. Oh my god, dude! Literally, remember
in 7th grade? I think it was math class, and one kid was like, "The birds are coming for you." You were like,
"Yes." Every time we had one window in that class, and anytime this motherfucker saw a single bird, he's like, "Juana, they're coming for you. Juana, they're here." And I was like, "Oh god,
Juana, you need to get
my visa, my green card. Oh god." And we would always pretend we would get like high in that class. I remember that too.
I don't remember that
take
at all,
lead pencils and we'd be
I do remember that.
Guys, look, we're smoking.
We're smoking marijuana.
And this is why fucking 18-year-olds should not date 14-year-olds, because they pull shit like this.
To be fair, that was 7th grade.
Okay, right. But we're what, 13?
13 in 8th grade. If you're 14 in freshman year. But yeah.
Damn. This has just turned into walking down memory lane.
It really has.
Which it should be. This is getting older. And what do you do when you get older?
You reminisce.
Jinx, you owe me a kiss.
Whoa!
You
have to pretend to like it.
Jesus Christ. We were in middle school when Vine was a thing. Oh my god.
Weird time to be when Vine exists.
Yeah, literally. I met Lily
I wish it was in high school.
And I hated it. Back in the day, she would just jump off bridges for fun.
And she didn't die?
Like into little water fixtures that we have near here. What is the thesis of this episode? We've been talking for about an hour. I think we deserve to have a little shorter episode.
The thesis is high school isn't as bad as you think it is.
Introspection, you learn that in high school. You should learn how to be introspective in high school.
Yes,
learn. If you don't,
girl, if you don't think about... Listen, introspection is important, but only a healthy amount.
Oh, yeah. Don't overthink yourself. It's
easy to slip into that.
Be kind to the people that you're with, and if they're not kind to you back, maybe you shouldn't be with them.
Period.
Maybe you should not be with them.
Exactly.
What little segment should we do at the end of this episode? I think we deserve a little segment.
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh yeah, baby. All right, new segment. Pop, 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 pop. Wow. This is the sound for the new segment. New segment. All right. Enough is enough. We should record. New segment. Silence. Quinn, shut the fuck up. New segment. No. Okay, new segment. We're calling this Book Fortunes. No weekly horoscope. You know what? We'll do a horoscope after this.
The horoscope is the fortune. You idiot.
We can do both. We can
just do both at the same time. The Book Fortune is for every Capricorn.
No! No, we will do Zodiac, and then we will do a book fortune. Book fortune is general. Zodiac is targeted to you, to our listeners specifically, to our listeners at home. This segment is called Book Fortunes. We pick up a random book. We pick up any book that we have with us, and then we flip to a random page. And that's your fortune for this 2-week cycle. This is a general fortune. It can apply to anyone. It can apply to me, to you, listener.
To your mom? To your granddad?
To your,
To your dad?
Share this fortune.
To your sister? To your
share
cousin?
this fortune with whoever you want.
To your coworker? To your boss?
Or to you, Quinn. Or to you.
To your dog? To your cat?
Anyways,
to your
today's
bird,
book.
To your fish?
We have Tales. This is going to be a good one. Tales of Norse Mythology.
Ooh.
By Helene Gruber.
So many.
Gruber? Whatever. You can look it up. It's the Barnes & Noble's copy. It's like got gold foil. It's very pretty.
One.
It's fancy. Anyways, I'm going to flip to a random page, Quinn. You're going to tell me when to stop.
Stop!
Okay. All right, now I'm scanning the page. Quinn, tell me what line to stop at.
Stop!
Let's see. This is a long sentence. Oh, God, I have to audiobook this shit.
Warm up that voice. Okay.
Thrall showed soon. Nope. Thrall already fucking it up. Thrall soon showed uncommon physical strength and a great appetite for all heavy work. And when he had grown up, he took wife to a heavily built girl with sunburned hands and flat feet who, like her husband, labored very early and late. Use your tarot skills. Hard work.
Hard work. Either hard work is in the cards in the future, or you are currently working very hard. However, there will be a companionship. One that you already have that allows you to work through the day, or one that you will find that will allow you to express yourself and feel motivated. Whether it be also, romantic, platonic, coworker, etc.
I feel like we should point out there's a lot of ambition as well. There's the great appetite and the physical strength. So you have ambition for this work. It is something that maybe you're passionate about. Something that you like. Pursuing that will attract other bountiful fruits to your feast of life.
Delicious.
And I feel like that's what Gettin Older is all about. Attracting fruits to your feast of life. So you and your loved ones can dine on the fruits that you bear together.
That's so beautiful.
That's very pretty, I think. I think that's a most heartwarming thing we've said so far on the pod. Now we're not going to ruin it. We're just going to leave it there. Pee-pee. No! Weekly Zodiacs! Closing the book! What Zodiacs haven't we done? Oh my god. God.
I think we did Capricorn already. Taurus? We haven't done Taurus.
We haven't?
I don't think we have.
Okay, I want to do...
I'll do Taurus.
What signs are there?
There's 12.
What signs are there?
It doesn't feel like there's 12 astrological signs.
It really doesn't.
There's like 4.
I'll do Gemini. Okay, you can go first. What's your zodiac for
Tauruses? Maybe find a different dating app other than Bumble. It's a little suspicious. I get it. Just get out there more. Because Bumble is not... There's too many of you. Spread yourselves out.
Spread yourselves out, man. I bet there's like some sort of zodiac dating app out there.
It's probably shit.
It probably is. Oh my god, zodiac bitches all congregate in one place. My fucking god, disgusting. Anyways, Geminis. You haven't eaten an empanada in a while. You haven't. And honestly, I really think it's affecting your cognition. I feel like everybody at some point in their lives is really like needing, essentially, physically, exponentially, an empanada. It could be whatever kind you want. It could be chicken, beef, spinach. There are vegan empanadas out there. I've had some. They're fucking phenomenal. Oh my god. I'm an empanada connoisseur. I feel like I could even say that I'm an empanada expert. I once had 9 empanadas in the span of...
In a row.
In the span of like 45 minutes. I really think...
Should have made it 9 empanadas in 10 minutes.
Next time. That's my goal. That's my goal. I really think that emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, an empanada is needed in this moment. It's a comfort food. And you, Geminis, need a comfort food. All right.
That was beautiful.
That is this week's pod.
Yay!
We are a little bit sincere in this one. A little bit of a sincerity.
A little sprinkle,
sprinkle.
considering the fact that it's the end of our first cycle.
My God, we made it despite it all.
Somehow we
Despite
made it
it
to
all
the
the
end of our
delays,
first
despite it
cycle.
all the frustrations, despite it all, we're here. So the next one is our
amazing.
second ever grab bag episode, and we need to figure out what we want to talk about because
that'll come out in
2 weeks from this one. 2 weeks from this one. Undisclosed date for now,
considering
because
the fact that we haven't looked at a calendar yet.
I haven't looked at a calendar this entire month. Oh my God.
Anyway,
It's halfway through October.
Point is,
Wait, 2 weeks. Is this our episode before Halloween? In that case, my dear listeners, have a very, very merry, happy Halloween.
we will be releasing a Halloween episode. That is
After Halloween.
It'll be after Halloween. However,
It'll still have the
just be
spirit of the
glad that
season.
you're getting one.
It'll be like how Nightmare Before Christmas is like an after Halloween movie.
It's a Christmas
also.
movie.
It's a Christmas movie.
It is a Christmas movie. If you watch it on Halloween, you're fucked up.
Anyways, have a very happy Halloween, dear listeners. We hope that you have a safe Halloween, and careful, there might be razor blades in your candy.
There could be
marijuana.
marijuana
Drugs in your candy, unless
because
they're
people be
supposed
giving
to be
marijuana
there.
out for some reason.
Unless it's supposed to be there, in which case, you're very cool, my dear listener. You are so cool, my dear listener. You are literally the smartest person in the fucking room.
Anyway,
have a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon. You can find all of our socials in the description, in every description.
Divers and Drivers on basically everything.
On basically everything. Make sure to follow us. Give us a follow, give us a like, give us a download if you're even feeling a little bit fruity at the moment. Share it with your friends, family, everyone, your neighbor's dog, your neighbor's cat, your neighbor's dog's girlfriend, your neighbor's cat's boyfriend, the neighbor's rodent's polyamorous relationship. They're very progressive. Have a wonderful evening. This has been Demon Hours. This has been Divers and Drivers. And we hope you have a very, very merry rest of your week. And goodbye.